We are back. I am joined by the legendary Kryptos. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Legendary Overdose. How are you?
Not so legendary, but I'm doing fine. It's got to be um, pretty late over there, um, your time. So thanks for staying up and doing some of these videos here. We are going to recap the free for all segment of today's games. In case you're not aware, the tournament was broken up into three different segments: free for all, patrol, and two team. And there was a separate finals for each category. Today was both the free for all and the patrol finals. We'll do the patrol finals at a later date. And in fact, we did not even finish the free for all, but for reasons that will be explained later, we had to sort of abort the free for all games in the interest of time and sort of rotate to the patrol games. But I'm going to go over the first few batches because we're actually going to lose quite a few players in this batch of 7 games here. So I'm going to go over those, and then at a later date, whenever the free for all games finally get played out, I'll put those in a separate video. But anything you'd like to say before we jump into these games, Kryptos?
No, I just think that was a good call. Honestly, with the timing and everything, we started pretty late, and most of the people really wanted those team games. So I think it's good that we are gonna wrap up those free for alls, at another time.
Yeah. So do you want to tell the YouTube universe why we started late? Because there's a couple of reasons why we started late that perhaps you would like to elaborate on.
Well, gosh, I'm not quite sure what you're alluding to, but it could be a couple things, but there's it, this is not a knock at all. Like, this is a positive thing. John God, he put a heck of a lot of work into a plugin that's like a gigabyte. So it's kind of a big download for people, and then there's some difficulties getting it to work right and stuff. So yeah, we kind of got off to a later start. Trying to get everybody set up with having the actual maps to play. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's all right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean that's definitely a valid point, but I'd also like to make a what I think is a more valid reason as to why we started late is the fact that our venerated host, Mr. Spy, who has been consistent every single week, just was a no-show for the first about half an hour of the tournament, and we were kind of playing some warm-up games, engaging in some stall tactics, etc. Just waiting for Spy to show up. We heard nothing from him, no warnings, no messages that he was going to be late. He just completely no-showed for about half an hour, wasting everybody's time. And so if you consider the fact that in the first game there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, there were 10 people, and he wasted 30 minutes of 10 people's times. That's essentially 5 hours of life that none of us are going to get back. And so thanks a lot, Spy. And you should have been there on time. Maybe we could have actually finished the free-for-all games, but I digress. Are you ready to jump into this, Kryptos?
Sure. I was just gonna say I was kind of hoping that Spy would be a little bit late because I knew he wasn't gonna be on my team.
Oh, okay. Well, we have we have a pretty impressive list of
Oh, we're doing the free for all. All right.
yeah. We're just going through the first like 7 games, and then we're gonna go through the patrol some other time. But yeah, this is a full. Wait, is it full? No, 11 out of 12 spots. Free for all. I mean, this is very, very rare. You don't see it very
Yeah.
often. So I mean, it's going to be hard. Maybe I should just F5 it. I'm not really sure, but we see a couple of people converging on the flag. Spy, Fenster, Geralt, going for time. I forgot to mention that this is a survival-style tournament where everybody starts with 3 lives. For games between 9 and 12 people, the winner will get +2 points. Nice RPG there from Fenster on Spy. And second place will get +1 point. Third and fourth place get 0 points. Everybody else loses a life. Oh, nice RPG there from Spy. Blew up Geralt, and Geralt is the first casualty of this tournament. Flick is going to shoot down Spy, so Spy goes down.
Spy's going to take someone down with him. He's got to make sure of that.
Yeah, exactly. We see Kryptos and Empy having a little one-on-one match here in the plains.
And I was, at this point, I kind of suspected someone was going to be coming up behind me. That's why I was aggressive on Empy.
Yeah, in these free-for-all games, especially games with 10+ people, you always got to watch your back.
Yeah, there's people everywhere. Which was, like you said earlier, I don't think we've had a game like this in quite a while. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how people play later on, but at least these first couple of games were actually very fun to play. Just every person for themselves. I think this captures the true spirit of free-for-all. Perhaps except this person here, Father Xmas, just majorly camping. I think he might have started in this northeast corner, and he has not engaged anybody, even though he does have a little bit of damage to him. But yeah, he is camping big time. Flick, perhaps rage quitting.
Yeah, Xmas, that's from what I've noticed, and I kind of keep a mental profile on people's behavior. He tends to do that in general.
So what are you saying? You mean camping?
Well, yeah, people would usually would call it camping.
What do you
let's
call?
Just say he's slower to get to the flag than other people.
What would you call somebody just sitting on an RPG pile lobbing RPGs at people? Is that sort of camping, or how does that rank on the way you think FFA should be played?
Well, I mean, it depends on what's going on around you, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't do that, but I can see why other people would just want to just knock some damage down on people before they engage the middle. So there's that. But yeah, who is that? Oh, that's you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound hypocritical or anything, but I think it's a completely cowardly way to play. I know Xenophone and somebody else was in this middle area duking it out. I think maybe Fenster, dying on the flag, very noble death. Me on this RPG pile, just raining death on people. Not so much in terms of, playing with integrity and that sort of thing. But this is a tournament, wins count. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say, tournament play sometimes alters some people's, what they might normally do. Some people might hang back and be a little more conservative and just want to inflict damage, like this, for example. And it worked. So, yeah.
All right, so that was game 1. Now let's go to game 2. This is King of the Hill on combat. And I think we lost a player. We might have lost two players.
Dropped out.
Yeah, Flick lost.
Flick dropped out.
Yeah. So Recon versus Combat, which do you like better as a free-for-all map?
Honestly, I mean, it's really hard to beat Recon because that's what, nostalgic everyone started with. But in terms of like the actual landscape, I really like Combat. Like if you look at it, it's relatively even. you got hills and trees everywhere you can utilize. So I actually really like combat. If I had to choose one forever for free for all, I'd choose combat over Recon.
Flag captured.
Okay, Kryptos, you say you have an opinion on that. I don't know what you're referring to. Do you know what you were talking about? Oh, Jaral's going to go down.
Yeah, it was referring to
Flag
Empy talking about an alliance with somebody, and it just brought back some memories of he made an alliance with somebody and then backstabbed him like a year plus ago. Yeah, that was my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
In other words, don't trust. Yeah, don't trust them. Don't trust.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have said it multiple times. Making alliances with British people tends to not work out in anybody but the British people's favor. So, stay away from these, you know, devils with or deals with the devil, because you know, it'll come back to haunt you. Who is this here? Spy is
Spy's got
a bit beat up here. Yeah.
I think I might be beating on him to get him out of the picture.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much he could have done there.
Flag
No.
We have John God in the pit here. He needs to probably run to safety somehow. He's going to have a tough time shooting up that hill.
Flag.
Oh, what is he doing? Okay, almost blew himself up. Nice grenade there from Kryptos to kill Fenster.
Flag captured.
John God, it appears, is going to get behind this crate to heal. Unless this disgusting camper overdose.
Captured.
Okay, he might let him live.
Gracious, merciful.
Yeah, you know, Father Xmas is getting pounded by both Xenophone and Kryptos.
You know, I gotta say something that, anyone that's watching this, you know, but they don't know all the voice chat. We were all on voice chat during this, and
Flag contested.
it was just me and however you pronounce his name, Zen. I just call him Zen. People assumed that we had like an alliance or whatever. Like, no, he just freaking killed me. Like, I mean, there was no, you know, the creep in death thing, and MP was ending it up and targeting me and him. That was going on behind the scenes of all these games, and so yeah, I don't know. I have some feelings about that, but there was definitely illusion.
Do you think you know, it was just some kind of,
Flag
you know,
captured.
bias, or, you know, some prejudice against you guys, or faulty assumptions, or, you know, like something happened?
Well, I just, well,
Ooh, nice grenade there.
I mean, part of it is humor. In my opinion, on MP's part, you know, it's humor, but at the same time, he's threatened. Not trying to sound, you know, too conceited or whatever. But the biggest threats in the game,
Flag
you see at the top
player eliminated.
3, and not to discredit other players, but in other words, he saw us as a threat, so he targeted me and Zen for all the free-for-all games, every single one. Even when he was eliminated, he still did. So
Okay,
that's the kind of guy he is, though.
well, through that adversity, we see, you know, both you and, you know, especially Xenophone with 27 damage, a very, you know, very admirable, you know, damage output there. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to Empy. He put up a few zeros right there. 0001. That's not a recipe for success. So despite what you said about perhaps these, you know, collusions, conspiracies, you know, backroom alliances, etc., at least this game, it didn't work out for Empy.
No, it usually doesn't. I just
Game over.
Zen, he even made a comment to me. He was enjoying the banter on voice. We were just getting a kick out of it, like you know, that we're actually being targeted. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, you know, the most
it's
important thing, yeah, the most important thing to know is that, pretty much everything is just banter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that every single person in voice chat who plays World War II, we're all a bunch of like 40 and above year old people. This isn't like we're teenagers and all that sort of stuff. And so, there's never really any ill intent, or no one really says anything
Yeah.
too over the top, rude or crude or anything like that. And it's all just in good fun, just meant to agitate, meant to try and throw people off their game, but it's all really in good fun. So yeah, just
Exactly. Yep. I agree.
yeah. So yeah, with that, this is I believe Father Xmas's pick. I forgot to mention that the format is that the winner chooses the next game. So I chose combat. Father Xmas is choosing AVA. This was actually kind of a pain in the butt, because the first time we played this, we had 11 people and there were only 10 starts. So we actually had to scrap that game, even though we did play it out. But this is the one that actually counts. I believe this is AVA 4, and it's King of the Hill on bridges, or I think it still might be called Axis vs. Allies, not really sure. But we also have the appearance of Gorilla. So I remember he said, like, prior to the first game, that he was on his way, and it took him 15 or 20, on his way in my mind means like 30 seconds, but for
Right.
Gorilla, on his way means like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that kind of threw us off and made us start even later. So thanks, Gorilla, for that.
Yeah. Well, no, I assumed the same thing. I was thinking like 30 seconds. Like you
Flag
said, he
captured.
was on his way or whatever. And unfortunately, it ended up being a little bit longer than that. We just had to eventually to start.
5 minutes remaining.
But I'm glad that he actually showed up today. I asked him, or
Player
rather than
eliminated.
I didn't really ask him. I just said I drafted you on the team, kind of hoping that he would show up today.
Flag captured.
I'm glad he did.
Oh, someone almost ate a
Even if-
rocket. Yeah, that's one of the things, is that we're considering doing, or we're considering the pros and cons of a kickball style draft
Flag
versus
captured.
a
Flag contested.
an offline draft, and the teams are determined before the
Yeah.
games. Who is this person? Xenophone. Look how much of a camper this guy is. Sickening. Pretty much everybody's. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 people around the flag, and this clown. Look at him. But yeah, pros and cons about the draft offline versus kickball style. What are your thoughts?
Player eliminated.
Actually, I was
eliminated.
thinking even
Flag
before it was
captured.
mentioned that it would be probably easier on you as the DO to just do kickball style, because the other way is a little.
Player eliminated.
You gotta. I don't even know what you do. You calculate things in a spreadsheet, okay? So, but I think people just showing up and maybe like top seed player gets first pick, and then it just goes from there. I think that might be the best, simplest way to go moving forward.
Kryptos, you're not in a good place, man. You're gonna get blasted by your, Xenophone, and I think
Yeah, he
Empy
kills
was
me,
taking some shots at you.
At least a couple.
Yeah, it's great to see that, since he didn't really, I think he showed up last week, but apart from that, he had some other stuff going on in his life, so he wasn't around to play a lot of World War II, but he shows up and it doesn't look like he really lost a step. And he's back to kill, and it's good to see that. Empy is going to take down Spy. Spy took me out, so it is going to be Empy versus Xenophone. But I'd like to go back to this draft thing, because you were talking about how you're messaging Gorilla, and you were saying that you told Gorilla that you had drafted him to your team. I think there's something to be said there, because that incentivizes and sort of motivates people to actually show up. Whereas if I just say, kickball 11 o'clock, or I guess 2 o'clock Eastern, there isn't really that push factor to get people to actually show up on time. So it would be easier for me to just do kickball, but at the same time, I think if we have the preset teams, it would put sort of, I don't want to say pressure, but it would motivate people to actually show up on time. So it's hard to sort of balance those two things out. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's like a catch-22. I was thinking about that earlier when you mentioned it. The reason that I reached out to Gorilla and the people that were on that, I picked for the draft, and I messaged each one of them, and I said, "Hey, I picked you." They stroked your ego, whatever. Make them feel special if you want. Just so, like you said, incentivize them to come, because it's a lot different, like you said, than just there's more games to be played. It's like, no, you have a specific purpose. We kind of need you. We need you here to play, and it seemed to work today. I wasn't sure if Zen was going to show up, but he.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine if you had not put Karma on your list, and you instead put someone who did show up, either Spy or, just imagine how.
Again, goes back to my ignorance on how the structure works, because I figured, Fencer is like apparently close friends or a relative or something with Spy. I don't know, but they seem close. So I
you mean John God?
Fencer's got it first. Oh man. Well, that changed everything. I wish I knew that sooner. Because Spy was my first pick, obviously, and but if he was going to be snatched up by the other team, then it would be. I considered, well, wouldn't that be a waste of a spot? That was my mentality anyway. It's probably flawed, but that's what I was thinking at the time.
Okay, yeah. I mean, what I really wanted to have happen was people just list in order of preference, 1 through 8, assuming that 4 would be on on Fencer's team, 4 would be on your team. That's why it was 8. But yeah, I mean, who knows? I guess just for next tournament, I'll just have to make sure that I beat you guys, so that I become the captain, because I know my own rules, and then just have to do it that way.
Captured.
We see Overdose dropping some mines here. This mine right here might play a factor later in the game, but I think I am not long for this world in this game.
Player eliminated.
Yeah, that was Gorilla.
Flag captured.
Yeah. So what do you think about the fact that we have so many World War II options, especially with somebody walked on a mine. I think it was Empy. Especially with World War II heroes, where you can basically either play directly or at least get some kind of appropriate replacement for game types like AVA. What do you think? What is your response to us actually playing AVA 4 instead of the sort of heroes equivalent of AVA? And both this game and the prior game. What are your thoughts?
Player eliminated.
Is Kryptos still here?
Flag captured.
Okay, sorry about that.
Flag captured.
Guess we're having some technical difficulties here. I'm going to quit this game really quick. You still here? Yeah, I don't know what is going on. Alright, I guess I'm gonna try. Hello, hello, can you hear me? Are you still here? Hello? Oh, he joined. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry about this, people. This is one of the downsides of streaming live, is that you get stuff like this happening. I guess what I can do is stop this and then merge it with another video later on. But this isn't fun at all. Okay, so okay, Kryptos is going to restart his computer. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is go over the teams maybe for the patrol. You know, we did have a little bit of controversy in terms of what the teams would be. You know, if you look at the patrol finals rules, I clearly state that, you know, each captain will draft 4 players to their team by submitting to me a list of 8 players in order of preference. The order of the draft will be standard A, B, A, B, A, B, etc. I'm not sure exactly why both Fenster and Kryptos had trouble with these instructions, but as you can see, where's the the draft here? So we see Kryptos's draft here. We have Xenophone, myself, Gorilla, Karma, Scratch, Sin, Empy, and Father Xmas. You know, he made these picks under the assumption that Fenster would choose Spy first, and so he made that assumption, which resulted in him leaving Spy off the Kryptos. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you see my screen?
Yes. My
Okay.
apologies.
No problem, no problem. So I was just explaining how, while you were restarting your computer, how you left Spy off your board because you made the assumption that Fenster would take Spy first overall, and so you left him off the board. That was basically what you did, right?
Yeah, that was the reason. Otherwise, that I had Spy as my number one choice, and Spy, he made a comment in the chat on Discord, that he wasn't happy about me not, or having him on the draft list, but that was the only reason why. Otherwise,
Yeah.
obviously, no.
Yeah, there was definitely some confusion there, and then, of course, we see Fenster's draft. He actually put you as his second choice, and so there was.
To add to that, I added Fenster to my roster too. So neither one of us knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just showing everybody that I clearly stated each captain will draft 4 players to their team by submitting to me a list of 8 players in order of preference. So I mean I don't know. I don't know what the hang up was, but
It's because I don't think either one of us ended up reading it. By chance, I ended up logging on Discord. I think I had like 90 minutes left before the deadline for the draft picks, just by chance. And so,
great timing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of did. You at least see like the first 20 seconds of this game, or
we were into it.
Okay, I kind of asked you like a 20-second long question. I'm guessing you didn't hear it all.
Probably not. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I completely forgot what that question was.
No, I'm good.
I think it had something to do with the draft and the which format to take and that sort of thing. Oh wait, no, you were talking about Spy maybe, or nah.
Well, I'll just throw that out. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I think part of the discontent, was obvious with Spy today. Might have been kind of a result of my misunderstanding of how the draft picks and stuff work. Because I think he probably would have liked to team up together, and and I would have loved to team up with him too. But the way things went,
5 minutes remaining,
was especially when the other team had one more player. I think he was just overall just dissatisfied. Like he didn't have I would say he didn't have a
flag captured,
a synergy with somebody else.
Player eliminated.
Besides you over there.
Are you referring to somebody perhaps from the English Isles, or are you just saying in general?
Oh no, I know that there's. I picked the people on my draft for a reason, because I know they're going to work together. In other words, like I don't have to even be a captain. I don't have to tell people what to do, because everyone is their own captain. They know what to do. On the flip side, I saw a fractured team. Besides Father Xmas and Empy, like those two have synergy.
Flag
but
captured.
besides that, they're Spy and you can work together. But there's just a disconnect. It was like half the team was just fragmented. There was not that synergy that was needed today, I think.
Okay, well, we will definitely get into that when we actually cover the patrol games. But
right.
what you did say, I think, is valid when you talk about how Spy perhaps was getting frustrated in the fact that there wasn't really any synergies on his team and that sort of thing. But it also might stem from the fact that, like what you said in regards to these free-for-all games, that they weren't exactly free-for-all games. In fact, they're, if you're, perhaps a conspiracy theorist, or you believe in ulterior motives and backroom dealings, which
I have a tinfoil hat. Yeah.
I mean, but there is a lot of credit to what you're saying. A lot of Spy's frustrations may have stemmed from that as well. Because I will say that as far as this Empy and Guerrilla alliance, you were not the only one who was being hunted down. I know for a fact that they were going after me. They were going after Spy. So I mean, yeah, it was definitely something that took away from what I consider to be the fairness of the games. But at the same time, I didn't want to just say, we have 12 people in the game. Once you're eliminated, you're gonna get booted, and you'll just have to wait until we play patrol. So I feel like my hands were kind of tied, but I didn't know that Empy and Guerrilla would just completely lack all sense of integrity and just completely, for lack of a better term, ruin the games. Yeah, that's just really the kind of people they are.
Well, you aren't the only victim. I think I told you, I might have even told you in this past, forgive me if I are repeating myself, but there was a situation where Guerrilla and I got in too close proximity, and I told him, I was like, hey, I have an RPG, hey, because I shot him, and because he had the same color as you, I thought I was shooting you, and it was him. So then he said, "Oh no, now you done it," and then he went after me. I was like, "Go, Grillo, like hold up, you don't want to do this. I have RPG. If we get in a stab fight, we're both gonna die." And I was too nice, and I let him kill me instead of stabbing and blowing us both up. So you're welcome, Gorilla. So there's -1 on my free-for-all stats.
Yeah, and then in a cruel twist of fate, Guerrilla actually winds up on your team. Well, I mean, it was already known that Guerrilla would be on your team later in the patrol, but future teammates not really gelling together in free for all. Perhaps Guerrilla was just in a state of bloodlust, and that's why he just did what he did. Who knows? But Father Xmas is going to walk on this mine here, and Kryptos you're going to escape with this victory. I think Father Xmas might have had you, but that lucky landmine just kind of switched things.
I was good. I felt confident in the end of that, but that was a kind of humorous way for that game to end with that mine right there. It might have been, I don't know if it was even his mine, but
no, it was one of mine.
Oh, okay. I know you love to set your mines down. I try to blow them up as soon as I see them.
Oh no, I love a good mine kill. We see Overdose taking out John God pretty quickly over there. You see Spy and Empy going at it.
Oh, Spy and Empy, that'd be interesting.
And we see Guerrilla targeting me right here. And Fenster.
You won't see me until the end, by the way. Yeah. Are you getting sandwiched over there?
I am, and Guerrilla, he was going after me a lot, so I'm trying to kill Fenster. I mean, Guerrilla, I don't even consider him a player. I mean, he's just kind of free points. So I should have probably taken the free points and then fought Fenster later, but I was doing it the other way around, so see what happens.
Well, I see you're getting yourself in a better position. They're getting out of the middle anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if this fight's going to end anytime soon, but yeah, it's kind of a tough spot.
What do you think? We're all friends and stuff, as far as I'm concerned. What is it, Gorilla? Like, why was he going after you?
I'm not really sure, but Fenster's gonna heal
He
me.
might. I'm gonna throw it out there. He might have a tendency to something that I do sometimes, and somebody does something like I don't like, and I feel like it was unfair. Then I'll target them and make sure they're dead, like regardless. You know,
Player
the list. You're aware
Yeah,
of that.
well, that is
He might have that.
a very famous list.
Player eliminated.
I think he might have his own version.
You know, I don't know. I mean, he sounds like too much of a nice guy to play in that kind of way. However, you know, as we might see later on, I mean, he's not exactly playing completely fair either, because I believe because he showed up late, he automatically started with like one life, and then he lost the first game he played. So I mean, he was pretty much out right off the bat. So perhaps it was my fault for not really properly incentivizing him to play, you know, with a little more dignity, I would say. But at the same time, I mean,
yeah, it might have made him go a little manic. And I think Gorilla and I might have this in common, perhaps. Like, there's times we'll be too nice, and like, you know, maybe not double up on somebody, something like that. But other times it's like, nah, I'm just gonna.
Well, that's a suicide. A very characteristic Empy suicide. Empy saying, "We got him." Perhaps they were referring to you.
Would be, yes, that would be me.
And
no collusion. Yeah, no, no conspiracy.
Yeah, but Empy was by himself, and I think, you know, Spy was shooting Empy for most of the game, so I'm not sure if they were teaming up on you. But
no, not directly in that instance. It was just overall talk. You know, and on voice he spotted the scum. Well, apparently the scum, or me, or is that?
Oh, I thought he was talking about me, or maybe I don't know. I know Gorilla was going after me. Oh, okay.
I'm not sure why Gorilla would go after you. That's interesting. You must have killed him in a way he didn't like, or something, perhaps.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will say that I did enjoy punching in a lot of zeros when I was counting the scores for the preliminary games. You know, I always push that 0 key a little extra harder when Gorilla's name is attached. So maybe it was something.
If he watches this, then he's really gonna be on you.
Well, you know, he can,
like a gorilla.
You know, I mean, he deserves it after these games. It's you know, it's all in good fun, but at the same time, you know, like, oh, nice RPG there from Spy. That actually is going to give him the win. Very heads up play, because if I recall, you know, maybe about a minute ago, Spy had something like 16 damage. I had 24, so I was sitting pretty. But then Spy, you know, smartly whipped out a heal, healed Fenster, then blew him up, which actually put him at 26 damage. So heads up play, great RPG. You know, this is, you know, prime Spy right here. And, you know, I think if this version of Spy had been with us in the patrol games, and you know, he wasn't really as frustrated and angry as he would later become, then I think the outcome of the patrol games may have been different. But yeah, wonderful performance from Spy. I did okay, I guess. Xenophone 20 damage, good stuff. But yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, that just shows right there he's a veteran, because that was strategic, smart play. He healed them to get the extra damage, just enough to get first place. And, you know,
Yeah,
an average player would do.
one of the things that a lot of people might not understand is that Spy actually did a really good job trying to pin Fenster to that sort of upside of the hill, because actually when you lob an RPG against an an incline like that, it's actually easier to land a shot versus a sort of a flat surface kind of deal. So he was able to just sort of lob it up and increase his chances of actually taking out Fenster. So I mean that's why Spy is Spy. But let me just scroll up. Yes. So at 12:13 p.m., Gorilla said team against OD. Empy Phil says yes, sir. So I don't know what happened, but there was definitely some targeting during these free-for-all games, and I guess you were targeted.
I'm not a fan of that.
I was targeted. Spy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is what it is, but
I mean, what it really sounds like to me is me, you, and Spy need to hand Empy, Gorilla, and maybe another player of their choosing a beatdown. That's what I'm starting to hear, but we'll let them respond to that.
I think things would have been different if I had said that, hey Zen, we're gonna team up, and just went around and actually did team. I think things would have probably gone a little differently. And like you just said, what if the four of us decided to team up? Everyone else, frankly, in my opinion, would have a really hard time competing with that.
Yeah. Well, maybe we need to have some kind of like two 2 versus 2 kind of tournament, where you and Xenophone, Empy and Gorilla, me and Spy, I don't know, Empy and Father Xmas and I don't know, Scratch, Fenster, John God. I mean, there's a lot of 2-person teams that we can have, and we could have some kind of tournament that way. That might be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Or at the very least, turn on alliances, make it legit. I actually pressed the plus button on the keyboard, like, no, alliances aren't on.
Oh, well, that is definitely a throwback, because alliances definitely not the norm.
No, haven't seen that in years. Who are these people in the middle here?
We have Spy going for the tag, me dancing around, Father Xmas. You're on this hill, Scratch. Yeah, so this is actually, I think, Scratch's first game. He is in this western area.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to being on that hill. You're kind of asking to get a lot of attention. They want to bring you down from it.
Yeah, I mean, this really is sort of the urban recon version of the same, that Camper's Hill on Recon, where because it is such an advantageous spot that it actually in many ways becomes a disadvantageous spot because it's such an advantageous spot, if that makes any sense.
Exactly. Now I understand. Now I have to say something of what just happened there. Spy said on voice,
flag captured.
Kryptos just wants to walk away because he was red. I was like, all right, go ahead. Being nice again. And then he shoots an RPG and blows me up.
Well, I mean,
all right.
That is the nature of free for all. I wouldn't say that's necessarily a poor reflection on Spy as a character. It's just the game type motivates us all to bring out the worst in all of us.
Yeah, I was too nice today, to be honest. I didn't really live up to that Hades spirit. If that makes any sense. But,
So the KD, what can you as the founder of Creeping Death, can you just give us sort of a better explanation of what the KD spirit actually is and what kind of principles you guys stand for? Do you guys have some kind of mission that you have, or you know, what is the purpose of KD?
Well, I'll start with the lighter side of it. It was, frankly, I just did it because nobody does clans. There's no clans or orders anymore. I was like, you know, why not? I'm just gonna, you know, put tags on because nobody does it anymore, just kind of for fun. And then I was at the time just looking at certain players, like who's the best, and like I believe in like quality over quantity. I got Raper, Zen, Gorilla. He won't no matter what join anything. But there was somebody else.
Player eliminated.
Oh, Nasty One. Yeah. But so that's the lighthearted part of it, was just kind of bring back the tags and clans just for fun. But the Creeping Death, like the more sinister part of it, like it,
flag captured.
Playing for real, like, you know, if I'm pissed off, if I get pissed off, that's when the Creeping Death part comes out, and that's when the, you know, people's names get written down and they die, and it's like it basically no mercy, and you're gonna win, and so that's why like Raper and certain players that
flag contested
can demonstrate no mercy for, well, I still consider them members, like you're in.
Player eliminated.
So yeah, it's that's Creeping Death.
All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're interested, if you're interested in joining Creeping Death, talk to Kryptos, and he'll assess whether you have the no mercy, you know, type of mentality that he just explained. Meanwhile, we have Father Xmas pulling out the victory. You know, I got 32 damage, Spy 24. You know, some nice damage there, but ultimately Father Xmas is going to come out with the victory here. I believe he tried to choose AVA again, but for whatever reason, Heroes didn't work, and so we eventually reverted back to Recon, and this is probably going to be the last game of these free-for-all games. We'll go over the scores in a second, but yeah.
I really like. I don't know if you. How many pro games were there? 9. Did we play 9?
There were 8 patrol games. It was well, I can't reveal the score, but there were 8 games played.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you're up to it, but if you want to crank them out, I'm good to do it right now.
I would love to, but John God, he's trying to get Fenster, and I'm trying to get Spy to show up for these things. Obviously, I'd love to have you as well, but you know, John God's really trying to get Fenster, and you know, I would love to have both captains on the cast at the same time. It doesn't seem like Fenster's going to be online in anytime soon, so I don't think we can do it today. I did import the what we can call the overtime games, which are the oh, I almost got zooked there. Yeah, there were a handful of overtime games that we played after the patrol finals. If you want to go over those as well, because those were kind of fun.
Sure.
All right.
Just having fun enjoying this. Talking about whatever Creeping Death. And,
Xenophone shoots me in the back with a RPG. That I guess that, you know, it is zooking someone in the back in kind of the KD spirit, or what is
basically, yeah, I don't, yeah, that's the I don't, you know, I don't,
KD is not an evil clan, okay? Like, we're not bad people, okay? We're nice, generally.
Player eliminated.
Spy, perhaps a bit irritated.
Yeah, I wasn't sure why he said that. I don't know if I shot at him or somebody else shot at him. I was trying to figure that out when he said that. I wasn't.
Yeah, he's saying why game type, and then he is the one who's actually not really playing the game type. He's not tagging this flag. I think he's trying to zook. I think he's targeting someone because he actually had a great angle on Scratch. He could have killed him.
Flag contested.
Oh, I might have shot him once in the back. Is that me in the planes?
This is you. That is Father
okay, never
Xmas.
mind.
But I feel like Spy might be targeting somebody because he definitely had a great angle on Scratch, but he didn't take the shot.
Pretty sure I died here.
You're getting shot, run down by Gorilla and Empy. I'm
That's
pretty sure they
what I
were.
was talking about. That's what I was talking about. You had RPG, and I was like, Gorilla, stay away. I could take you out, but it was nice to take note. Gorilla, the only one.
Captured. Flag captured.
But back to your saying, like, yeah, zooking someone to the back and not
Contested.
having any feeling about it. Yeah, that's the let's just say the dark side of KD. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Spy is not going to be able to escape that blast. Empy with the lob on a super red soldier. I don't know if that is also KD indicative or KD type play.
No, KD doesn't do that stuff. That's desperate. Is RPGing a red soldier is a desperate act just to get rid of someone. That's my opinion.
Okay, well, you heard it here, folks. Oh, excellent RPG there from Gorilla to kill, I think it was Xenophone.
Yeah, he knows the situation. He's got someone behind him. He's got to get rid of that player fast.
Yeah, well, I think we are seeing just a full-on alliance between Empy and Gorilla. They're not even noticing each other. However, Gorilla is going to pick up the rifle, so it's not even doesn't even seem like he's playing seriously at this point, which is probably why this is the last game.
I think when he came in and he heard that he had like one life or whatever, something like that, he was thrown off and he didn't like that. So I think that's when he kind of just went rogue and manic, if you will. And,
yeah, well, I mean, I didn't like the fact that he said he would be right there, and it took him like 20 minutes to show up. So, I mean, it is what it is. But hopefully he'll be around next time.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm really glad he showed up today. I really was counting on. He was the key player in the synergy of the draft that I had. Like, because I know he's aware and he's looking out for his teammates. So
yeah,
who we got on the flag?
Yeah, I mean that's where you. So we have everybody's on the flag. Gorilla, Scratch, Father Xmas, Empy. But this is kind of where you have to compartmentalize your feelings towards people, because from a free-for-all perspective, you should be quite angry at Gorilla, but then again later on he's going to be on your team in patrol, so you have to like set aside those feelings, even though I think they should absolutely be expressed at a future date. So hold on to that, but at the same time, what we would see in the games following this one were the patrol games where you actually had to work with them. So it's a kind of a balancing act between managing your hatred towards other people, or you could just take the easy way out and just hate everybody equally. That always works. But yeah, you never know. But anyway, so these are the 8 patrol games, but these are the ones that happened after. So Yeah, let's just jump into
I'm good to
these.
go.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so now we are going to S2 games. We have Team Fenster, Empy, Father Xmas, Overdose, and Xenophone against Team Spy, Gorilla, Flick, John God, and Kryptos. Gorilla begging for a cannon, Fenster not getting a cannon.
Let me ask you, what do you think about these teams in terms of balance, just from the game?
I would say there's a bit of double peak, maybe, kind of like, I think your team has the most experienced and maybe sort of the well, let's just say if it was a draft, I might pick, Flick and John God sort of towards the bottom end of a draft, and probably you, Spy, and Gorilla towards the top. But pretty much all of the players on Team Fenster I would take in the middle. So, like, I think they are kind of fair, except your team is kind of polarized, to the top and bottom, whereas our team is kind of like in that middle section. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I think.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, and it will show. It'll show in the gameplay style here. And not knocking on Flick at all. Flick and I, we're buds, and play a lot of co-op. But he's more of a co-op player, so he's really not as engaged, perhaps, or experienced in this kind of gameplay. So it might not match up so well against you or
yeah, we see a massive chunk of soldiers, 4 Empy soldiers, 3 Overdose soldiers, versus 2 in the plains. There's not much plains presence. Look at all these zombies here. There's 10 zombies versus, I don't know, 7 zombies for Team Fenster. We have 2 guys in the nice RPG there. We have a couple of guys going swamps. Team Spy has no swamps presence and just a couple of people in the plains. Nice.
Yeah, like virtually defense, and I mean, Spy recognized it. I recognized it, but there's certain players play different ways, and at this point in the game, I was not feeling good. Like I was like, this is not gonna go well at this point, and it's only like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Gorilla though with a nice cannon shot to take out I guess one of Fenster's soldiers. Gorilla is really showing himself to be a very competent cannon shooter, perhaps even to the same caliber as the legendary Scratch, who is really considered to be one of the best cannon engineers. I don't know whether that's actually true or not, but Gorilla is definitely earning a name for himself as a cannon player.
Yeah, it's interesting because that actually goes back like 20 years. Scratch would do cannons on Recon S2, and Gorilla, he liked to do cannons on S2 Recon like 20 years ago too. Something.
Yeah, some people are just built for it. Who knows? But especially these original cannons that are so inaccurate. Sometimes just get lucky, but other times it's skill. Who knows?
All right, let me ask you: do you click on the enemy soldiers if you have the cannon, or do you control click?
I always control click, unless it's the other cannon. Then I auto it. If it depends. Well, I mean, it depends what kind of vision I have. Like if if we have one soldier who's scouting the enemy cannon, I'll get target lock on him, and then I'll just kind of leave it. Because if that soldier dies, the cannon will still be locked. But when I'm taking shots at soldiers, I usually control click.
Yeah, I agree with that strategy, or that tactic. the situation we got going on here, everybody on the hill, not good. In other words, they're coming, they're surrounding us right now. Speaking because I'm on that team.
Yeah, I mean, there's what, 8, 9 soldiers, 10 soldiers, 11 soldiers, none of whom are on offense. Now, I will say that based off the percentages, you know, considering the cannon is 20%, Spy really only has a 1 soldier advantage, so it's not like, you know, there's some kind of, you know, blowout or anything like that, but the fact that there isn't really anybody on offense is kind of surprising.
Right.
You know, not even somebody trying to sneak by to steal the flag. It's all just...
Yeah. You know, my style, I'm usually more aggressive, but I had to stay. I had to stay back. You can see what's happening. You know, I didn't really have a choice other than to defend, unfortunately. And then there was some guy, I don't know, some clown that was messing around behind her flag too. Later, but
is this the clown you're talking about? Or?
Yeah, that's probably him. I had a feeling. Yeah, I just had a feeling. But he took out 2 soldiers, I think, that were on the heels.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the only reason why I was able to sneak back here was because Father Xmas and Fenster are doing such great work in the middle. You know,
exactly.
They're not really engaging, but they're just occupying so much attention, and you know, pretty much distracting all of these units here.
Yes, and that's what actually alarmed me, because someone like you might take advantage of that situation. But you know, that's what happens. It's you know, you're in that scenario, you need to distract it in different areas. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm not really impressed with Father Xmas just completely abandoning Fenster. I mean, he's kind of left him out to dry, but Fenster's doing a great job at staying alive, dodging fire from 2 people, a cannon, and yeah, I mean, he really is. If I recall correctly, last year he was just kind of a middling player. I hate to say, but I would say that, you know, this year he really. Oh, that looked like a friendly. We see Empy kind of distracting my fight with you by drawing on the map here. Perhaps a lewd picture that might get this video banned on YouTube. I don't know, but I mean that really distracted me.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. All right. Yeah, I remember you said something on voice about, you know, being distracted. Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
I see that now.
I have my reasons. Yeah, I wasn't lying. I wasn't making up false excuses there, but
no,
yeah.
honestly, I thought I was gonna lose that fight. The position I was in, I was like, why did I put myself in this position? It wasn't good.
Well, I mean, you know, when someone draws on a map, I have to look, right? So, what was I gonna do? But yeah, so we see kind of a role reversal here. We finally see some offense from Spy, Gorilla, John God. Oh, Overdose is gonna pop John God there. But
Nice
you guys actually did mount some offense, and it looks like you guys are starting to mobilize a little more. But we do see Empy with a mad dash.
Yeah, this was interesting. Yeah, this had 2 units involved right here, and I split them up on purpose. Yeah, one of them had an RPG. So.
Yeah, I mean that is one of those situations where you would have expected Empy to just walk in there with RPGs and just kind of suicide himself.
I was half expecting that to be the case, but I also didn't want my soldier to die, and, you know, bars.
Yeah, keep in mind that it is 20%, 50%. However, 20% is that cannon, so it's, you know, in effect 4 soldiers versus 6 soldiers. Definitely an advantage for Team Spy, but nothing that's too crazy. We see Flick, very bad positioning. Okay, thinking better of it, but
yeah, there's, I don't know if you've noticed, but in 2-team games, because I tend to use 1 unit at a time, I usually have like 3 spares, and I spare them out to people that tend to die sooner than others, which is not really, strategically a good thing to do, but but I want them to play, so I give them units. So yeah.
Yeah,
anyway,
well, I mean, I don't think Flick really did anything wrong there. I mean, he was trying to be aggressive, but he thought better of climbing that hill. He tried to run away. Someone threw a grenade. It hit the tree, dropped down, blew him up. I mean, can't really get too mad at that, but at the same time, I understand what you're saying, that, the people who usually receive spares first are the people who die first, and so, so it might not be the best utilization of the spares, but at the same time, if it is your style to play one guy at a time, then it is kind of the traditional thing to do, is to just hand out spares and hope that they won't die so fast. But
right, we're all here to play, and so if I've got a unit just sitting there, I want my teammate to play.
Oh, nice cannon shot there from Gorilla.
Yeah, 15%, 45%. At this point, we were trying to, because I'm on Spy's team, we were trying to figure out. No.
Yeah, the main problem is John God did not shout CC3 all go. I think you might have been able to say it. I'm not sure if I am in your range now, but I think John God, when he was here and all the 3 guys were here, he should have shouted out, CC all go. But yeah.
I believe I saw all the units, but I don't know if I said it on voice because I wasn't confident enough to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, understood. So meanwhile, we have Gorilla and Spy, Fenster and Father Xmas. Again, this is a sort of matchup that's been happening for the last 5 or so minutes. Fenster and Spy really holding down this middle area, whereas Empy and I, who went planes, we got wiped out a long time ago, and I completely vacated the flag. I'm sort of moving around this way. Oh, another. See, this is why Gorilla, you got to give him the cannon. John God maybe lagged out. I don't know why he left. So now it is up to Father Xmas. And I am moving around the back. I don't think anybody saw me, so... And then you move up to engage Father Xmas. He's going to get grenaded. The cannon probably would have killed him too, but I think it's too late, and I'm able to swipe that flag.
Yep.
Flag lost.
Perfect timing. Because I was looking back and forth for the last, at least 90 seconds to 2 minutes there. Waiting for someone to show up, because there was a mysterious unit missing. We could not
mysterious unit. Yeah, who knows? But tallying up the damage, Father Xmas, with 63 damage, 6 kills. I think he spent most of the game in this middle area alongside Fenster, who also got 59 damage. Even though Fenster was the team captain, he should have been on the flag. I guess he couldn't help himself. He, really caused some havoc in the middle. They combined got 122 damage. Well done. Spy 8 kills, 67 damage. He definitely had a large damage output, especially for a team captain. Gorilla, again with 4 kills, I think, with his cannon, plus a couple more with some soldiers. So, you know, these are all great players here, and you know, even though we were going on, I think 4 hours or something like that, you know, there's still some gas in the tank, and you know, we still were able to you know, have some good games.
Game over.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good play right there on your part. Just like the timing was perfect. Couldn't have been better.
Yeah, it seems like I saved my best game for the game after the games that actually mattered. You know, but yeah, who knows? So this is now a what is this? The War is Hell map, Carnage on War is Hell.
Yeah.
We have Team Gorilla with Flick, Father Xmas, Fencer, Xenophone, Kryptos against Team Overdose with Empy, John God, Meerkat, and Spy. So I believe this might be Meerkat's first game. He showed up quite late, but good to see him nonetheless. And just mentioning that it is 6 versus 5, so Gorilla does have a one-player advantage. However, I think this might be the first time any of us are actually playing this. You know, I was like, I assumed that John God bugged the map, and I thought these were Gorilla's units, and the units got mixed up.
I think everyone was a little confused. Like on voice, it was on voice. It was the enemies started right next to us. We're like, what are you talking about? The flag's on the other side of the map. And turns out there's AI computer soldiers walking around.
Oh, Fenster, he could actually swipe this flag, but I think if he didn't stop, he could have swiped our flag right there. But he's gonna get destroyed. Yeah, that's one of the weird things about this map, is that the flags are just too freaking close to each other, and the starting units are too like half the map apart from each other. So I don't know what the deal was. We see some fighting going on against the zombies, I think.
I don't know. I think Gorilla was the one that asked John God if it actually counts for damage or not, and I don't remember the answer. Do you remember?
I'm not sure, but I'm making a move here. Father Xmas, seemingly AFK, and these guys are going to get blown up, and Overdose is going to take care of it himself.
Boy, for the better. Everyone was a little confused that game.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
It was perhaps a mercy killing, but also perhaps an example of why someone like Gorilla shouldn't be captaining. You know, he's better, better on the cannons, better on, the grunt work, not so much the glory positions like, the field general and, team captain, sort of seeing the big picture, that kind of thing. Gorilla, I'm sorry, buddy, you're just the poster boy for mediocrity. If you ever
yeah, fighting words.
Yeah, so
have you seen a picture of him? He is a gorilla, dude. At least last, I mean, I'm talking way back.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a great looking guy, man, but yeah, as far as his team captain ability, just mediocre, absolutely. And if you think differently, Gorilla, then let me know, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was a quick 2-minute game. I had to put it in there just because. But this is a full-length game. This is actually back to Urban Recon Carnage, but it's the John God Carnage version. You can see that there are this spinning TNT vest, but there's various ammo. There's this new unit, the APC. John God tried to explain what it actually does. I was hearing the words he was saying, but I wasn't really understanding I was hearing what he was saying, but I wasn't listening to what he was saying. And it just kind of went in one ear, out the other. I have no idea what this thing does. But but let me just say that we have Father Xmas, Empy, Gorilla, Overdose, and Meerkat against John God, Xenophone, Fenster, and Kryptos.
Pretty, I'd say, balanced teams, if you will. I might favor John God's team just because got Spy on there, and then, but then again, you got Overdose and Gorilla over there. Meerkat might be a little rusty. I don't know. I wasn't really paying too much attention how he did today.
Yeah, it looks like their hill is going to get peppered right off the bat. And we see, oh, Empy's chopper's in trouble. Xenophone, oh, Kryptos and Xenophone working together to kill Empy's chopper. Good work there. All three choppers are actually in the swamps area. Spy's chopper getting fired upon by Overdose. Spy's chopper is going to go down. Overdose chopper is going to go down. This is mayhem. Gorilla's trying to figure out how to fire these rockets. He doesn't seem to be able to figure it out. But
Kryptos is like, give me mana, give me mana.
Yeah, this tank is gonna... Oh, he does get Gorilla's chopper. This tank gets Kryptos' chopper, so everybody's dying. I think... Yes, this is...
It seems... Have you noticed... Have you noticed it seems to be a trend, for some reason, people send their choppers off into the swamps. Or at least a lot of other people do. I don't know. Have you noticed that?
I mean, honestly, I don't really like the choppers, and so, but when I get a chopper, I usually go this way, so...
Yeah. I think people tend to go to swamps because it's an open area. I'm just going to guess that.
Meanwhile, we see Fenster with three clumped rocket soldiers. This is very bad because these are super powerful units if used correctly, and you don't really want to be bunching them up. You don't want to be bunching them up like that. They're just going to get annihilated. Yeah, now we have Overdose and Meerkat, two tanks driving over each other. Perhaps not optimal here. Meerkat's going to get slaughtered. I don't even know.
It doesn't look too good right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for me. Getting shot with cannons and this chopper. I didn't even know that. Yeah, Xenophone really needs to work on his chopper work here. You know, he does take me out, but not after about 5 or 6 rockets. Now we see Fenster in the swamps with a tank. See the APC getting a little work here. One thing to note.
Yeah, the APC, I am kind of on the same page. I don't understand its functions and what it does. I think it's just going to come down to playing around, messing around with it to figure out really what it does. Because I have no idea. Going into this game, I had no idea.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even know that there was a John God Carnage variant. I thought Carnage was just Carnage, you know, but
right.
Yeah, I mean,
I was expecting turrets, but
yeah, is Team Father Xmas going to get that chopper? Yes, they do. Spy's tank idly, not really contributing much. Father Xmas's force is going to get wiped out.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't heal the chopper. Being so red for a while.
Yeah. Yes, that is an excellent point. Thanks for bringing that up. It was also made known to me about halfway through the game that you can't use med packs on machines. You have to pick up some kind of wrench or something. Yeah, this guy right here.
Even for choppers?
I believe so.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like that. You know, that Vietnam map.
Yeah, special forces.
Yeah. So that's how you have to heal those machines. I don't.
Well, it's a good thing to know.
Yeah. Oh God. What is that?
What is that?
It's a smoke grenade, I think.
I was creeping up behind the base back there with my tank, and I was wondering what the heck. Are you guys like suiciding? Because there was so much explosions going on, and no one else on my team was over there.
Yeah, and
So
it seemed like you landed a shot like that landed right here, which under any other circumstance probably would have killed all of these people, but it really only did minor damage.
I took note of that. I was surprised.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't have caps lock on this entire time, but yeah, there's something funky about this John God Carnage variant. Okay, now that looked like a cannon shot. I don't know what happened with yours. It only did damage to this one guy. But yeah. Oh, is this going to kill that tank? Oh, just missed.
Now, what unit do you have here? I see. What do you have? Like 3%?
Yeah, I'd probably just have some garbage. I kind of gave up because I was frustrated that I didn't know how to heal. I didn't know how to heal my chopper. I didn't know how to heal. I think I had a cannon, maybe. I couldn't figure it out. I talked to John God. Then, you know, halfway through the game, he's like, "Yeah, you need the wrench." And then by that time, I was just kind of over this game. But yeah, I do have 3% somewhere. Probably just mercs or, you know, these M2 guys.
Probably flanking somewhere.
Oh, there I am. Yeah, doing typical. You know, missing Zooks that should have been easy kills. Yeah, that's me for you. Should have killed Spy. He was walking against
hard on yourself.
walking against the side of a house. Couldn't hit the house or him, so that's kind of sad.
I remember taking multiple shots on these units on Father Xmas's build with the Telly, and the units just didn't seem to die when I hit them.
Okay, well that one died when you shot him. And that one's done. Oh, that rocket going off the screen there. Yeah, those got gunned down by you. So, but yeah,
the gun actually seemed to do more damage than the actual tank shell.
Yeah, it is bizarre. Nice rocket shot there, going after Meerkat's cannon. Again, you know, I can't emphasize how powerful those rocket soldiers are. You want to spread them out quite well to inflict the most damage. You definitely do not want to bunch them up together like what Fenster did down here. Keep them spread out, let them do their thing because they have immense range. If they can pound the hill. You know, they're a defender's worst nightmare. But yeah, that's my pitch for the rocket guys. Oh, we got an RPG here. Did you see that? It did 0 damage.
Wow, what is up with this? What?
Yeah, something is wrong with this map. That is, I got some evidence. It's on film. John God. Okay.
I was when I think I had mentioned, like, you know, urban carnage a few times, and I was thinking turrets, you know, but we ended up with APCs or whatever they are.
Yeah, APCs and RPGs and tank shells that apparently don't hurt these M2 soldiers.
Yeah, not very much. The gunfire seemed to do more damage. 22 to 43.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Team Father Xmas here.
In the original urban carnage, that tank would have had killed a lot of things. It just ended up doing some damage to some. These rocket guys, those were hard to avoid them killing me, really.
Yep, and now we have this APC. Let's see what it can do. This is being controlled by John God, so if anyone's going to know what it does, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be he doesn't seem to be wanting to engage here. Is he going to do anything?
I'm curious. I don't even know what the tank is. I'm waiting.
He doesn't do anything. He just drives around and dies. So we'll have to wait to another game to actually see what that thing can do. Meanwhile, Team Father Xmas is really struggling. I think all of their machines are dead. So it is really just a matter of time here.
Oh, you gotta watch the tank. Go back to the southeast. Oh, okay. It might have already happened, but Gorilla.
Oh, direct hit does not kill Overdose.
Captured.
And they're going to sneak in to steal the flag. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to these tanks. They are not real tanks. They're probably some cheap Chinese knockoff tanks that don't fire real bombs. Because something happened, and then those RPGs, I saw a very close proximity RPG go off, and it did literally no damage. So yeah, something definitely was off.
I know John God. He doesn't. He's mentioned several times he doesn't want certain units to overpower everything. I think he might maybe over corrected in this case, perhaps.
Perhaps.
I like the original version.
Well, now that you mention it, I believe that this is probably going to be the last game that we cast tonight, but it is exactly what you wanted. Urban Recon Carnage, the non John God Carnage style. And we have here Team Creeping Death with Empy, Xenophone, Overdose, and Meerkat against Father Xmas, Gorilla, John God, and Spy.
How are you feeling about these teams?
I mean, the glaring thing is that it's 5 against 4. But we know Spy is really good with the chopper. We know Gorilla is solid with cannons. So I would have given the defense, the turret, the cannons, maybe some rocket guys to Gorilla, and then handed everyone else a chopper. But when you have 3 choppers, 4 players, it's really tough because that means, because you really need to tunnel on the chopper because it's such an important unit. And so that means all your tanks and all your other stuff is just kind of sitting around. Oh, we see an assault here. What is going on? Stuff is exploding. That could only be one person. Is it our hero? Yes, it's our hero. Taking out a bunch of stuff on the mountain before they could even get there. Spy laughing about it. But Xenophone is going to take out somebody's chopper there.
All right, so he's competent enough with the chopper, I say. At least he won that fight.
Yeah, he did. And I think he's going to go back for a heal, or he should be going back for a heal. We see Empy going. He should be targeting this tank right here. I don't know what he's doing. And of course,
what is he doing? He's going all over the place.
Okay, Empy is going to go into full-on retreat mode. He should have taken this tank out quite easily. I don't know what he was doing there, but
he's a silly person. He's a silly person.
Yeah, exactly. That's what silly people do. We have Xenophone versus Spy. Is Xenophone gonna... Oh, nice stop dodge. He's gonna get Spy's chopper.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Wow. I'm actually a little surprised. Spy's got a lot of experience with the choppers in comparison, I'd say.
Yeah, Kryptos, we see you with a couple of tanks. John God with a tank. Are you gonna take a shot at this chopper? Ooh, this chopper's in a bad spot.
That tank actually distracted me. I was looking for the chopper. That's funny.
Oh. Ooh, is this chopper gonna get away? Turn around, Kryptos. What are you doing? It looks like he's gonna get away.
Yeah,
that thing is super red. Meanwhile, we have Meerkat with a tank driving right up the enemy base, getting stuck in the trees. You don't want to get stuck in the trees.
Especially right there, you can just like roll over a grenade and one will blow you up sometimes.
Yeah, Xenophone, I think, is trying to offer support to Meerkat's tank, as is Empy. Oh, if he just kept driving, if he shot this tank, or if he shot the cannon, he might have been able to steal the flag. Xenophone, unfortunately, out of ammo. Meanwhile, we have a tank here on the flag of Team Father Xmas.
Right now, I had all the cannons focused on that one tank. That was pretty risky.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to end up blowing up a lot of people, but...
Fortunately, I managed not to blow up my team. But
yeah, that's good stuff. But yeah,
that was a difficult situation.
Whoever drove that tank up, that was actually a pretty solid move there. Unfortunately, where we were focused on your flag, Meerkat lost his tank, it looks like. Empy's chopper's still alive. Xenophone's chopper's still alive, although he is going to get gunned by Spy. Let's see if Spy's... Is he going to get him?
Oh, no.
Oh, at least Xenophone
he got it off anyway.
He is able to get that missile off. However, Spy, excellent tank work. You know, going in that fight as an underdog and still being able to take out Xenophone's chopper. But overall, Xenophone got massive damage output from that chopper. Though I will say, of course, Overdose has the most kills on the team, at least for now. So, you know, obviously he didn't get as much damage output as I did, but that's neither here nor there. It's not like I'm comparing he and I or anything like that. But we see Empy in the back. I mean, he should just be bombing all of these machine units. Instead, he's shooting in between three soldiers.
That's true. What a silly person, this guy.
Yeah, he should be going after... Oh, he just shot a tree. Okay, so he's taken out a couple of mercs. Now we see John God going up against one of your tanks here. Are you going to get him this time, or is he going to get away?
No.
He is booking it.
And I logged on to him, followed him for quite a while. Spoiler, but yeah.
Okay, well, that to me is the example of creeping death, is you just slowly crawl towards somebody till their inevitable demise. That to me is the perfect metaphor for creeping death. So maybe we'll see some of it here. We see a tank. I don't know if you're actually going to respond. Okay, yes you are.
Actually, I was debating whether or not to, because I was locked on to the chopper with my tank. I didn't want to lose the lock on the chopper to attack it.
Oh, Kryptos is going to hit John God's chopper with a tank shot.
So I made the right decision then.
Yeah, I think John God might have been tunneled in on this tank right here, which allowed you to get a clean tank shot to his idle chopper, which took him out. So yeah,
I mean, it was really difficult not to shoot a tank that was just sitting still, you know.
Yeah. All right.
Who's that with?
This is Empy still.
Still Empy. All right.
Okay, Empy's gonna take out the rocket guys. That's smart. He should be going for the cannon here, or he should be flying away and trying to heal. Looks like he's gonna go heal. But yeah, it is 44% to 9%. So
yeah, he might. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he takes that kind of thing into consideration. Maybe solid news. He's just trying to, you know, be a little more relaxed, if you will.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, we see Overdose now, the only person who's actually making an attempt for the flag. See what he can do. Looks like he's getting surrounded. Okay, yeah, he's gonna get gunned down. Empy not connecting. Oh, did you see that cannon just die?
What was that?
I'm not. I have
it just like blew up.
I have no idea how that cannon just died.
Spontaneous combustion with.
I don't know what is going on with this. Yeah, there's definitely some weird stuff going on tonight. It looks like Xenophone's going to go in for the tag, and that's that. So yeah, I mean, Empy, 22 kills, 311 damage, excellent output from this chopper. You know, I think his target priority was a bit strange, but you know, plus 300 or you know over 300 damage, can't argue with that. No losses. Well done, Empy. And Xenophone going in, tagging the flag, great chopper work. Yeah, I mean, even though I think the teams were somewhat fair, Team Creeping Death, led by you, was able to get in there and take care of business. So yeah, I think those are all the games I'm really willing to cover for tonight. Hopefully we will get Patrol games 1 through 8 at a later time. But are there any closing remarks that you would like to make?
Let's see. Well, I tried to get Empy in here if you read the chat, but he said he's in bed. I'm in bed too, but I was hoping he would jump in for a little commentary. Like moving forward with the draft, you know, in terms of how players are picked in teams and whatnot, it might be wise to actually keep the current structure, and maybe there could be a hybrid, you know, like there's these players that are designated to this team, but after that it's kickball, you know, like it just, you know, when people join, then the one captain picks and the other picks, you know, etc. Maybe that would be something to consider moving forward in terms of the games we actually didn't cover. I'm a little off topic. Forgive me for that. But.
No, I like the hybrid approach. You know, I was toying with the idea of each captain choosing, you know, their top, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 players they'd like to have on their team, or maybe top 8. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to be, you know, either a full-on kickball style or a full-on draft. It could be what you just suggested, some kind of a hybrid format where, you know, people perhaps draft a handful of players and then whoever else shows up, they'll get drafted kickball style. I think that might be optimal. We'll have to see how Father Xmas, who apparently is up right now, and Empy, these are the 2 captains for next Sunday, so they're up and about because it is the morning in Europe right now. I'll have to send that message and ask them. Hopefully we'll figure it out in the next couple of days, because I would prefer to get the team list out sooner rather than later. But let me just quickly go over the free for all.
Educate me as what's going on.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna have in regards to the free for all.
Frankly, everything. I'm just gonna go in with the flow of plan. When it comes to the spreadsheets and the analytics and stuff.
No, there was no analytics this year. This year it was just wins over losses to figure out the score. But for free for all, again, you know, depending on the amount of players, you know, the winner would gain points. Second place would usually either gain a point or you know, stay even, and then everyone else loses a point. So this is the scores for the free-for-all games. We have Spy, Xenophone, Kryptos, myself, and Father Xmas. We have 5 of us who are still alive. We will revisit these games later. I'm thinking of just sort of resetting everybody's lives, because there's so much controversy surrounding these games, and you know, people teaming up to take out other players, and I think you know, it would be fair if everyone who's dead stays dead, but we all kind of start with a clean slate, maybe something like 5 lives, and we just go at it from there. But that's going to be sometime in the future, probably after next Sunday, because next Sunday's going to be the 2-team finals. Again, we're going to have Team Empy versus Team Father Xmas. This is, I believe, the third time in the third tournament they are captaining against each other. But it is this England versus France.
That'll be
a 1,000-year battle. I think Empy and Father Xmas have been playing against each other for at least 10 years or so. I consider them to be pretty evenly matched. Empy, he's got those clicking skills, but perhaps lacks some of the mental capacity. Whereas Father Xmas, he's more of a sort of, he sees the big picture, and he does enough of the little things, the clicking, the micro, to get by. But he also has that larger vision, and I think maybe a better captain. However, he doesn't speak at all, so it'll be difficult for him to sort of relay messages and all that kind of thing. So two very different styles of players, but I do consider them to be pretty evenly matched. It'll be interesting to see how they draft, and hopefully they understand the rules of the draft, and we'll actually get some teams that make sense. So I'm thinking of signing off. Do you have any final things to say?
Well, first of all, thank you for putting this all together. I mean, I got to give credit where credit's due. You and John God, like this wouldn't, have happened if it wasn't for you guys. And if you think about it, how many people played today was a lot of people. I don't remember seeing that many people playing in quite a while. And people actually like engaged. There were some intense games, like actually competitive, like real competitive games, which I don't remember having for a long time. So I personally found it, a lot of fun. Like the games we'll cover later, but they were all fun. But appreciate everything you and John God have done. So
yeah, it's no problem, man. This is just a hobby pretty much for me, and if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be doing something that's even a bigger waste of my time. So the fact that you're all here and we're able to get some good games in, it really is it really is a good experience, and it's just
I hopefully this the show up today hopefully encourages people to come back, if not even more players, but hopefully the same players.
Exactly. I mean, we see guys like Rickless Morty, who made his appearance. He's played the last couple of days. I don't know why he didn't show up today. He would have been a very good free-for-all player, I think. We had that, I keep forgetting his name, the angry guy, or...
I know who you're talking about.
Stain
something.
So angry, and his brother, or whatever, but, they showed up. Of course, we have the legendary Thal. Whenever I see him, I always got to give a shout out to Thal, because he's a legend. But, it'd be cool if Thal actually showed up to play some of these World War II games, because he can be a beast. He's a great reg player and a great World War II player. He can do it all, and he's a cool guy.
Kind of like an Eastwind. I'd have to favor Eastwind, even though they're both awesome. But yeah, in terms of being great at World War II and reg, they both got it.
Yeah, and to go back to the future. I mean, again, we saw some pretty, what I would consider to be despicable behavior between Empy. Oh, let me just play this this one game.
Let's do. Let's.
There was this one.
I mean, you could probably play any game with him in, and you'll find something despicable. But
No, I was trying to show that one game where I fired that RPG and it killed John God, and then his RPG killed Geralt. I think I don't know if I saved that film.
But yeah, that was like statistically, I don't know what the chances of that happening are. You know, out of.
Well, I'll show you my best one. I don't know where is Quick Kill? That's the name.
No rush. I'll try to let me think of something random to talk about.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, but I'm talking about this lack of dignity between Empy, Gorilla, during those free-for-all games. I mean,
I haven't seen Sovereign.
Yeah, we got me and Sav against Bridgestone and Hypersensitive Girl, who I believe was either Key or Psalm or the various other aliases he goes by. So yeah, and then of course.
Okay.
But this is an interesting shot here, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Gorilla and Empy acting like fools, teaming up against me, you, and Spy. You could also loop in Xenophone, maybe. There might have to be.
Zen, I'm just gonna throw out in Zen's defense. He was totally objective. He didn't care if it was me or anybody. He just killed anything in sight, which I respect. Oh, wow.
Team
Wow.
eliminated.
Yeah, so
Game over.
that was that was an interesting shot. But
That's myth.
yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, I mean, there has to be some kind of retribution for Empy and Gorilla for acting like fools. So we'll have to figure that out at a later date. But for now, I think I gotta sign off. We're pushing 2 hours now, so thanks a lot for hopping on, and we'll do it again soon.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll set up these the 2-team finals, and then we've got to finish out the free for all, and then we've got to do this grudge match. I don't care what the teams are, as long as it's sort of Gorilla and Empy teaming together, whether it's a 2 versus 2 versus 2 versus 2 kind of format, or 4 versus 4. I don't really care, but someone needs to make those guys pay for what I consider to be ruining the games today. Well, at least the free-for-all games, once people started getting eliminated. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
There
he is.
Oh God.
We weren't talking
God.
about.
My ears were burning.
Why? So well, first of all, good morning, Empy, and hope you
Morning. It's quite early.
Hope you had a nice sleep. We were just wondering why you decided to ruin the free-for-all games that took place, I guess your time yesterday.
Wow, this is a heavy question to wake up to.
Yes.
I think we were following the rules. Eliminated people are allowed to play on.
So that's your only defense?
It's my only defense.
All right. Well, let's say, were you perhaps? Did you have an agenda? Were you colluding with anybody at all?
I can't confirm or deny any secret alliances that may or may not have happened.
Right.
I've not spoken to my attorney yet.
We would say over here.
Exactly. I plead the 5th. Is that the one I can plead?
I mean, you don't get the 5th because you're not here, man. It doesn't extend to you.
My
redcoats.
Discord server's probably in America, covered by proxy.
Well, basically, we were saying. Well, no, I won't speak for OD. You can watch the cat.
Yeah, well, basically what I'm saying is, in my opinion, you and Gorilla kind of ruined the free-for-all games by teaming up on certain players such as Kryptos, myself, Spy, and it should have been, once you're eliminated, you need to leave. But
It probably would have worked better like that because we had no reason to play really.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice and kind of like
Nice guys don't win.
I mean you're really loud, Empy. I gotta turn you down. Sorry, but
Oh, sorry.
But kind of like
aren't British like supposed to be polite and gentlemanly and
we are until the battle starts.
Yeah, I mean, you're the equivalent of people who like live on, what is it, the British expression, living on the dole, or like the people who live off the benefit. They just
the unemployed scum.
They just take from the generosity of others. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with government assistance and that sort of thing. But when people abuse it, then that's what makes it so controversial. You're the kind of people who. You and Gorilla are the kind of people who exploit people's generosity and just
my mind.
And just
threatened me.
For selfish purposes, don't care about the integrity of anyone else. The entire game, and so yeah, I mean, it really shows sort of it reflects poorly on your character.
Well, yeah,
and at the end of the day,
Made me do it.
Pay for yourself.
Just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not. I mean, Kryptos may be laughing, but I'm not laughing. I don't think it's fun at all. I think you guys deserve a beatdown.
So maybe me and Ger could, team up for some kind of games or something.
I'm throwing it out there. You and Gorilla need to team together. I don't know if it needs to be some kind of 4-on-4 match between, Kryptos, me, Spy, and who else were you teaming up against?
Well, I haven't confirmed there was any teaming.
Well, I mean, I've got some evidence right here.
Circumstantial at best.
It says team against OD, and then you say yes, sir. So what is your defense to that?
Oh no, I was replying to Spy above. You see.
Oh, can you hear me? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I just took 40 minutes to respond to him. Sorry.
I don't know, man. I think that this is solid evidence right here, at least for Gorilla. And since you were playing with Gorilla at the time, that kind of puts you in a.
My caps lock was working.
It puts you in a.
We did just go over some films where you completely, maybe it was just coincidence, didn't shoot each other, like right next to each other. It was just maybe it's just a coincidence though.
I don't think I had my glasses on. I probably didn't see him.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, you need to team up with Gorilla, and I don't know if you need to find 2 other players and make it a 4 versus 4, or if we have some kind of
character slander. We might not be able to get 2 friends to play with us.
No, I'm talking about some date in the future, and then we might have 4 teams of 2 or 2 teams of 4, but you're definitely going to be teaming with Gorilla for whatever thing happens.
I love the team with Ger.
And there's going to be some,
some comeuppance.
Yeah, the universe is going to balance.
Of our characters.
Yeah, well, I mean, creeping death might come for you. The tax man might come for you. I am the team taxpayers. I don't know, but the IRS. There are only 2 things that are certain in life: death and taxes. I guess Kryptos is the death side of that. I'm the taxes side, and I think we're gonna have to, hand you guys a beatdown.
Wrong words, but I'm up for that.
Okay.
But our taxes are paid automatically here anyway, so I'm not scared of OD.
Well, I don't know. I think I gave Empy the beatdown today anyway.
Did you?
You did?
in the patrol games, or I mean, sorry, I don't want to ruin.
Yes,
I don't want to spoil the videos to come. But
I think I was let down by my teammates, of course.
Overdose, you might have to stay up another. I don't know. What do you think? Average game, 30 minutes. Is that you think is possible? We got Empy in here.
I mean,
Haven't you gone through all the games yet?
I think Fenster really wanted to.
I have
Cast
doubts that he's going to cast, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, maybe not Fenster, but at least John God wanted to as well. So I don't know.
Rendering another guy's character.
Yeah, but so basically, Empy, we went through the free for all. A couple of those games that happened after the patrol was done. Some of those
Did you
S2
do the duck
games.
one?
No, I didn't do any of the patrol.
Oh man, it's what people play to come to see.
No, I mean
I so want to. I so want to cast them. But yeah.
you want to do some of the patrol games? Or...
I do. MP, would you join it? Like, would you cast right now?
I could maybe do 1 or 2. I'm gonna be working.
1 or 2?
Yeah, I mean I gotta go to bed soon. I got work to do as well tomorrow morning. So
I was gonna say if we could crank them out, that'd be different. But yeah.
yeah,
I need to cry a bit after this character assassination.
What character asset? I'm just stating facts here.
I wake up to chat to my good buddies, and they're all accusing me of cheating.
No. The thing is, you adhered to the rules perfectly. You just played in such a way that merits. It's kind of like the difference between morality and legality. You can do things that are legal that are immoral. You know what I mean? You adhered to the rules of the tournament, but you played in such a way that I think merits a beatdown. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay. I look forward to my comeuppance.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, congratulations, Empy. You were the top captain of this tournament. So next weekend you will be facing off against Father Xmas, who is actually a replacement captain for, who was it now? I think it was the nasty one. Yeah, it's the nasty one.
Ran off. He was just so scared to face me.
Yeah, he was busy or something, but yeah. So Father Xmas decided to take his spot. Actually, I think he placed 5th, so that's why he was the captain. A battle for the ages. This is not the first time you guys have met. If I recall correctly, in previous tournaments held within the last couple of years, Father Xmas has handily defeated your team on several different occasions. So what do you have to say to that?
I can't remember that. I don't think it happened.
Okay, so you're the kind of guy that instantly forgets about his shortcomings, his losses, and perhaps the sort of negative aspects of his life.
Kind of like a bad girlfriend. Like, they conveniently just forget things they did that were wrong.
I've never played Xmas before, I don't think.
Well, okay.
He must be a new player.
Yeah, I mean, this is a rivalry. England versus France. Hundreds of years, thousands of years. I don't even know how long it is. But, we're looking forward to it. I think, Empy, to give you sort of a sneak peek of what's going to happen is I think we're going to have sort of a combination of the draft and the kickball style. I think we'll have you draft maybe like 4 people or so, like your top 4 preferred players. And and then everybody else, which should be like most of the rest of people, they'll get drafted kickball style the day of. So it'll really just be, you're the captain, you choose a couple of lieutenants and sergeants and that kind of thing, and then everyone else will be drafted on the day. So does that sound good?
That sounds good, yeah.
Okay, good, because
I think long and hard over who's not going to betray me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I might just stick, by default, I might just stick Gorilla on your team. But then again,
I've played with him before.
Then again, I might end up on your team, so or Kryptos might end up on your team, and then it just kind of defeats the whole purpose of having you guys play together. So I don't know, but
I'm sure you can keep it together for 1 more week.
Yeah, I mean,
Empy was on the draft. I mean, just coincidentally, we ended up on different teams. That's all. Wow, we really got to go over those games.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't do it tonight, but
oh yeah.
Basically, if Fenster and John God haven't given me a time by like Tuesday or something, then I really would like to cover them within the next couple of days, just while the games are still semi-fresh in our minds. But he did really want me to wait for him, so I don't think we could cover him tonight. But yeah, I mean, I think that's about it for
He'll be
today.
on. I'm sure he'll come back.
I'd like to hear Fenster's point of view on. Actually, I'm not really familiar, and I tend to remember players, profile them and stuff. I don't really have a profile on Fenster until recently, which is interesting. So I'd really like to hear his input on those games played today. Kind of give me a little more insight into what goes on inside his head.
Well, that is a great transition for the next video that we're going to do, which again hopefully happens within the next couple of days. Hopefully John God can get Fenster to appear on this cast, and we can do exactly what you said, Kryptos. We can talk about what was going on in his head from draft till the end of the Patrol games. We'll get it all here hopefully next time, and I'll see you guys next time.